pain. The internal organs were in severe pain as if they had been strangled. This is Lin Changqing's first feeling after waking up. He knew that this body was not his, and he remembered very clearly that he injured his hand while playing with a broken net that could not be cut by a knife or burned, and his soul was ripped out by the broken net, and he flew into the sky. He saw with his own eyes that his tall and handsome body fell to the ground like a wooden stake. Enduring the severe pain, Lin Changqing got up from the mud and looked around. He found that this was a dilapidated small yard. He just fell on the muddy ground in the courtyard. Beside him was a tall green bamboo stick that looked like it had just been cut from a bamboo forest. Looking at this bamboo stick, a wave of memories flooded into Lin Changqing's mind like a tide, and the severe headache eased the pain in his internal organs. After absorbing this memory, Lin Changqing has some understanding of this predecessor and this world. This is an ancient world with extraordinary power, and there are often strange stories and strange things circulating. His predecessor was also named Lin Changqing. As long as he could remember, he had been begging alone for a living. He was able to grow up and infiltrate the gangs in the county town, which shows his strong ability to survive and his luck. Of course, there are countless hardships and crises. Lin Changqing took a quick look at it, and personally saw the difficulty of survival in this world, and the complexity and darkness of human nature in the world. Lin Changqing feels that this predecessor is like the protagonist of a story, who can save the day every time and grow up smoothly. After the predecessor successfully joined the gang, because his physical appearance was 8 or 9 points similar to that of Lin Changqing before crossing, it was easy to make people feel good about him. He was taken care of by a lonely old man in the gang, who wanted to take him in as his grandson, and gave him the place where he is now. A small courtyard in a slum area was given to him to live in. Maybe the main character couldn't be the grandson. The lonely old man in the gang died in a gang operation before he had time to formally accept his predecessor. It's certainly not a good thing for a newcomer who just joined the faction to own a coveted courtyard in the county seat. The cautious predecessor understood this truth even more. Just when he was about to voluntarily give up the courtyard, someone couldn't wait to attack him. The predecessor went to the bamboo forest outside the city to cut a bamboo stick to beat dogs and drive snakes away. He wanted to take the initiative to hand over the small courtyard and then go to the countryside to take shelter for a while. The predecessor chose a green bamboo with vigorous vitality, strong bamboo body, and suitable thickness, and chopped it to make a bamboo stick that is suitable for hand. As soon as he came out of the bamboo forest, a person roared over and slapped his chest directly. The predecessor felt a sharp shock inside his body, and then he was fine. Not bad. It's a good seedling. The gang needs fresh blood like you to join. Work hard. A somewhat familiar voice came, and the predecessor saw clearly that the one who slapped him was a leader of the gang. This lean young man didn't even know his name in his previous life, only his surname was Lu. Judging from his speed and the momentum of hitting people with his palms, he must be a master of martial arts. The predecessor didn't even dare to make a sound, just clutched his chest, and leaned on the bamboo stick, not daring to have any dissatisfaction. The leader surnamed Lu ignored his predecessor and walked straight towards the county seat. From the previous body, I vaguely saw several familiar members of the gang appear, surrounded by the leader surnamed Lu, and swaggered back to the city. His predecessor felt something strange in his body, but he was still able to move around. He had no one to rely on, so he had to go back to the city first, wanting to take a rest and see the situation. The predecessor insisted on going back to the small courtyard, suffered an internal injury, and fell down in the courtyard. If Lin Changqing hadn't come here through time travel, his journey as the protagonist would have come to an end. It's really poisonous. One palm will kill you. I can't move now, or I can only wait to die. Lin Changqing's shortness of breath was obviously due to the serious injury to his internal organs. He came across time, although he was brought back to life, but he didn't completely heal the injuries on his body. Lin Changqing, who was waiting to die with his eyes closed, suddenly found that the broken net that took his soul through was actually staying quietly in his sea of consciousness. "You bastard! You brought me here without my consent. If you don't show some magical powers, I will die here." Lin Chongqing was a little excited, wanted to scold people, but felt that scolding was useless. He only hoped that this broken net could find a way to solve his current deadlock. The broken net in the sea of consciousness trembled slightly, and a message was sent to Lin Chongqing. Lin Chongqing absorbed this information, and with a thought, the broken net in the sea of consciousness appeared in his hands. "Can your broken net catch everything in the world? Can you also give spirituality to everything? Make everything my pet. Pets rely on spirituality to give birth to talents? Can I still get pets' talents?" Although they were all rhetorical questions, Lin Chongqing believed in it in his heart, because this broken net really took him through. Lin Chongqing looked around. The small courtyard was quite clean, only some sundries, not a single moving thing. "I can't move now, what can I catch?" Lin Chongqing finally set his eyes on the emerald green bamboo stick lying beside him. "Only this thing feels a little alive, catching all things. I don't know if this broken bamboo is one of all things." With a decision, Lin Chongqing no longer hesitated, and threw the broken net in his hand to the emerald green bamboo stick. The broken net rose against the wind and continued to grow in size. In an instant, the bamboo stick, which was as tall as a person, was caught in the net, and it flew back gently, and landed in Lin Chongqing's hands. Seeing this miraculous scene, Lin Chongqing was full of anticipation for the bamboo stick in his hand captured by the broken net. The broken net automatically shrunk and became smaller, turned from solid to virtual, and returned to Lin Chongqing's sea of consciousness, standing still. Lin Chongqing knew that the broken net had no ability to capture today. The broken net can be caught once a day, but the catch is not 100% successful, and there are many factors that will affect the success rate of the catch. Therefore, Lin Chongqing can't use this broken net at will. Every time he uses it, he has to be cautious, and he needs to constantly summarize the experience of using it. But broken net will grow as Lin Chongqing and his pets grow, and their abilities will become stronger and stronger. If you don't catch it all the time, let the broken net continue to accumulate strength, and the success rate of the broken net will increase. A bit of spirituality was born from the bamboo stick. A weak consciousness wanted to communicate with Lin Chongqing intimately, but the weak consciousness just born did not have the powerful communication ability like intelligent creatures. The bamboo stick that became Lin Chongqing's pet showed him his talent by breaking the net. Bamboo stick, spiritual bamboo that contains powerful vitality, has the talent vibrant vitality and stick strike, which can grow. A very simple introduction, this bamboo stick has become a spiritual bamboo, has two great talents, and can continue to grow. Lin Chongqing's ability to obtain pets is what he values most, and it is also the only way to solve the current predicament. Lin Chongqing continued to check the introduction of the two talents of bamboo stick through the broken net to see if he is suitable for possessing these two talents. The information given by Bronet explained that the more talents the better. Many talents are not suitable for human beings. Lin Chongqing must weigh the pros and cons of various pet talents and make an appropriate choice. Vibrant, greatly enhances vitality. Stand strike, hit someone with your body, you must hit, and there is a certain probability of stunning the enemy. The introduction of the two talents is very simple, and Lin Chongqing can roughly understand the meaning of them. Fortunately, the full of vitality is just suitable for his current injury situation. Choose vitality talent. Lin Chongqing's body was in unbearable pain, and he immediately chose the talent to enhance vitality full of vitality. The emerald green bamboo stick shot out a green light full of vitality, entering the center of Lin Chongqing's eyebrows. Lin Chongqing felt a magical power revived in his body. This force brought powerful vitality, circulating in Lin Chongqing's body, repairing his body's injuries. It didn't take long for Lin Chongqing to feel that the pain all over his body disappeared, and his body returned to a normal state, even healthier than before, and even all kinds of hidden injuries left by his predecessor since childhood were eliminated. At this time, it was completely dark, and in this slum area in the county, few people could light up lamps extravagantly, and it was dark and dark. It's almost time. That kid should be dead. Come on, let's go in and take a look first. That kid is valued by Mr. Zhao, so he must have some savings. Let's search for it first. Hey! This yard is really nice. No wonder Chief Lu takes a fancy to this place. Before Lin Chongqing could stand up completely, he heard a murmur from outside the courtyard. Soon, there was a rustling sound of climbing over a section of the courtyard wall. That arrives so fast. Lin Chongqing had expected that someone from the gang would come to help him collect the body. Absorbing the memories of his predecessor, Lin Chongqing obtained a rare experience, which allowed him to quickly adapt to the dangers of this world after traveling from a time of peace. In my previous life, I ate hundreds of meals and got food from nature. In addition, my own genes are good, and I often exercise consciously. Apart from being a little thin, my physique is not bad. Lin Chongqing heard the voice from outside the courtyard, and had some impressions. The people who spoke were ordinary members of the two gangs. They had not yet learned the true martial arts of the gangs. In terms of fighting and killing people, they were only slightly stronger than ordinary people. Compared with their predecessors, they were not comparable siblings. Whether there are other people in the dark, Lin Chongqing doesn't know. Now that he knows the dangers of people's hearts, he has to be more cautious to avoid capsizing in the gutter. Lin Chongqing got up quietly, and threw the pet bamboo stick in his hand towards the section of the courtyard wall where the movement came from. Lin Chongqing walked lightly to the dark corner of the other side of the courtyard wall, reached out and touched a piece of hard wood for fire, held it in his hand, and stood quietly in the darkness. The hatchet originally brought out by the predecessor was knocked down with a palm, and he was not feeling well at the time, so he never found it. Now he can only use wood as a tool. Fortunately, he has a pet bamboo stick, so he doesn't have to do it himself. The courtyard wall was not high, so two ordinary helpers dawdled around, and after a while, they quietly climbed over the wall and entered the courtyard. Lin Chongqing saw two black shadows, one tall and one short, and they seemed to be holding iron objects in their hands. With a thought, he communicated with his pet bamboo stick through his mind, and let bamboo stick attack the two of them. Crack! The pet bamboo stick received Lin Chongqing's order, as if it was equipped with a huge spring, it jumped up violently, and at an extremely fast speed, it hit the back of the head of two black shadows, one tall and one short, and one of them came hard. Thump! Ouch! The tall man fell to the ground straight without saying a word, and the short man let out a low cry of pain, and couldn't even stand against the wall. Crack, clap! Seeing that a person was not down, the pet bamboo stick jumped up, crackling and beating him, knocking him down to the ground, unconscious. Lin Chongqing saw the two fell to the ground in a coma, and with the influence of the memory of his predecessor, there was no disturbance in his heart at this time. In the memory of his predecessor, killing people is not uncommon. If the heart is not ruthless, the predecessor will not be able to survive the present. However, Lin Chongqing stood in the dark corner by the courtyard wall and did not move. He let the pet bamboo stick return to its original position, and also stood still. This pet bamboo stick hits people on its own. It cannot be revealed easily unless it is absolutely necessary. Such a spiritual thing, I don't know how much disaster it will cause. Lin Chongqing was thinking secretly while waiting for the movement. I have never seen such a thing as animism in dead things before. I only heard about it from scholars. It is something amazing. This pet bamboo stick must not be exposed easily. Lin Chongqing stood for half an hour before silently walking to the two shadows. With the help of the faint skylight, he smashed each of them hard with the thick sticks in their hands on the back of the heads of the two people who were still unconscious. Regardless of whether the two were dead or alive, Lin Chongqing threw away the firewood stick in his hand, picked up the pet bamboo stick, and went back to the main room in the courtyard in the dark. The small courtyard is not big, it only has a main hall, 2 side rooms and a small kitchen, and there is a simple toilet behind the house. www.mtlnovel.com. But the small courtyard is a very good shelter in the middle of the county town. In the alleys of the slums outside this small courtyard, most of them are temporary shacks. Relying on the memory of his predecessor, Lin Chongqing skillfully opened the door and lit the oil lamp on the wooden table in the main hall. He found the grains he had hidden, went to the kitchen and cooked a pot of rice with grains, took the pot, and ate the pot of rice with grains. Survival in this world is not easy. Lin Chongqing's soul is somewhat resistant to eating like this, but his body does not resist, and urgently needs food to supplement the body's consumption. Fortunately, everyone around here knew that this small courtyard was the real estate of the gangsters, and they didn't dare to come in and rummage through the boxes, otherwise, the only little property of the predecessor would be stolen. After eating and drinking the well water in 2 large water tanks, Lin Chongqing put the pet bamboo stick at the door of the wing room, put a short knife for self-defense on the bedside, blew out the oil lamp, and went to sleep on the bed. The oil lamp will soon run out of oil, and it won't last long. There will be no moon tonight, and it will be pitch black. Apart from sleeping and resting, it will be difficult to do other things. As for the 2 people lying outside, Lin Chongqing was not going to deal with it until after midnight. After midnight, it would be the next day. The broken net in the sea of consciousness could be caught again. Lin Chongqing's soul had just traveled through, and his predecessor had suffered fatal internal injuries. Even with the powerful vitality brought by the talent of full of vitality, he still felt physically and mentally exhausted, and he couldn't hold on anymore. Lin Chongqing asked his pet bamboo stick to wake him up when he found any movement in the courtyard. As for the concept of midnight, with the current spirituality of bamboo stick, he probably still couldn't understand it. I hinted in my heart that I would wake up in the middle of the night. Regardless of whether it was useful or not, Lin Chongqing fell asleep quickly. Lin Chongqing, who was in a deep sleep, suddenly woke up, and habitually touched the mobile phone beside the bed, but what he touched was a hard short knife. With the dagger in hand, Lin Chongqing quickly regained consciousness. I have crossed over. Lin Chongqing had nothing to worry about in the original world, and it was easier for ordinary people to accept such things as time travel. He rolled over and got out of bed, and felt the intimacy of the pet bamboo stick not far away. It was quiet outside the room. During his deep sleep, nothing should have happened outside. An excellent sleep restored Lin Chongqing's body and mind to the best state. He feels that he is better than ever before. With extraordinary talent, it really is different. Lin Chongqing swung the dagger a few times, and felt that his current strength was much stronger than that of his predecessor. Of course, he was incomparable in the peaceful era of his previous life. There are still things to do now. Lin Chongqing first sensed the broken net in the sea of consciousness, and found that the ability to capture the broken net had recovered. Relying on his memory, he came to the kitchen in the dark, and got a fist-sized rice ball that he left behind while eating. Then, with a short knife on his waist, and a pet bamboo stick and rice ball in his hand, he opened the door to the courtyard. Lin Chongqing walked to the side of the 2 people who fell on the ground, and kicked them with his feet. The feeling was still soft, and both of them were still angry. He gently opened the courtyard door, stood at the door and looked, and there was no one in the dark alley at the door. It was very quiet. He put the thumb and index finger of his right hand into his mouth, and blew a sharp whistle. The sharp whistle sounded far away in the quiet night. In the slums in the middle of the night, if someone whistles like this, no one dares to come out to check. There are countless dangers lurking in the dark night here. Normal people dare not go out after dark. After a whistle, Lin Chongqing waited patiently. Not long after, a black shadow walked slowly along the darkest area of the alley to the gate of Lin Chongqing's courtyard. Come in. Lin Chongqing looked into a pair of green eyes and shouted softly. Lin Chongqing knew from the memory of his predecessor that it was a stray dog, a tabby dog with strong survival ability and cunning. This stray dog has a good reputation in this area. Many people tried to kill it for meat, but they failed. When my predecessor came here, for some reason, I felt empathy for this stray dog, and I fed it several times when I had surplus food. This dog has a strong spirituality, and it doesn't feel any malice from its predecessor. As long as the predecessor whistles in front of the door at night, it will come to guard the yard for the predecessor and change the stutter. Although this situation did not last long, there was some tacit understanding between the two parties. The stray dog didn't enter the yard immediately, but stared at Lin Chongqing for a while, its nose twitching non-stop, as if it sensed that something was wrong with Lin Chongqing. Lin Chongqing imitated his predecessor and also looked at the stray dogs quietly. Finally, the stray dog slowly walked into the yard. Lin Chongqing closed the courtyard door, put the grain rice ball in his hand on the ground, imitated his predecessor's movement, and touched the stray dog's head with his hand when the stray dog bowed his head to eat the ball. Lin Chongqing clearly felt the stray dog's muscles tense up, and its fur stood on end. He didn't dare to delay. The broken net in the sea of consciousness appeared in his hands instantly, and netted the stray dogs under his hands. Lin Chongqing stepped back and raised the pet bamboo stick in his hand. He was afraid that the stray dog would bite him if the capture failed this time. Fortunately, the stray dog struggled in the broken net and stopped moving. It was successfully caught by the broken net. With the birth of a bit of spirituality, the stray dog seemed to be enlightened all of a sudden, as if he understood that Lin Chongqing had bestowed on him a great opportunity. His original hostility disappeared, and he offered absolute loyalty to Lin Chongqing. The broken net shrinks and shrinks, turning from reality to emptiness, and returns to Lin Chongqing's sea of consciousness. The stray dog that became Lin Chongqing's pet devoured the rice on the ground in one gulp, draped its ears and wagged its tail, and rubbed against Lin Chongqing's trouser legs. Lin Chongqing touched the stray dog's head, and immediately checked its condition through the broken net. Tiger dog, a spirit dog with strong vigilance and fighting ability. It is gifted with powerful perception and bulldog and can grow. Powerful perception, enhance the five senses and spiritual sense. Bulldog, enhance the combat power of canine creatures. The introduction of the pet tiger dog was also simple. A little spirituality turned the stray dog into a spirit dog, and the two talents born were within Lin Chongqing's expectations. Lin Chongqing took a lot of trouble and took risks to capture stray dogs as pets. He had a very strong purpose, that is, he wanted the natural powerful perception ability of canine creatures, and he needed this ability for the next thing he was going to do. Lin Chongqing stroked the gradually smooth hair of tiger dog, and chose to obtain its talent powerful perception. A little spiritual light flew out from the tiger dog and fell into Lin Chongqing's eyebrows, and Lin Chongqing's body recovered again. Under the nourishment of this new force, his eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and other organs have undergone inexplicable changes, and even his mind and heart have become clear and transparent. Lin Chongqing's five senses and sense of spirituality have been greatly enhanced. Talent is instinct, and Lin Chongqing immediately had a clearer perception of the small courtyard in the dark and the surrounding situation. Originally, Lin Chongqing felt very quiet at night, but under his increasing perception, it became lively, and he could perceive all kinds of subtle movements. He is adapting to the change. Lin Chongqing could clearly see the appearance of Tiger Dog. The various scars left on Tiger Dog's body were slowly disappearing. Under the influence of spirituality and talent, its mind and body were undergoing tremendous changes. After the transformation of Tiger Dog was over, Lin Chongqing said softly to it, "You will be called Xiaohu from now on." Lin Chongqing clapped the bamboo stick in his hand again, and said, "You will be called Xiaozhu from now on." The two named pets both expressed joy. Lin Chongqing carefully sensed the situation around the small courtyard, and found that there were many movements, but no one was paying attention to his small courtyard. He opened the gate of the courtyard again, let the pet tiger run around the depths of the alley, and after confirming that there was no danger, he walked to the side of the two helpers who were only breathing, picked up the tall man on his back, and strode out of the courtyard, walked to the depths of the alley. Xiaohu was exploring the way ahead in the dark. Lin Chongqing had a short knife on his waist and a small bamboo in his hand. With his physical fitness greatly improved, he did not feel any difficulty in carrying a person on his back. I walked quickly. The more I walked along the alley, the more dilapidated and desolate the two sides became. After walking about 200 meters, Xiaohu suddenly stopped. Lin Chongqing threw the tall man on his back to the side of the road, turned around and walked back. The front is not a good place, and strange things often happen. Lin Chongqing's powerful perception ability has already noticed that there are some inexplicable and unknown things hidden in the dark place ahead. If it wasn't for Xiaohu's courage, he wouldn't have dared to approach this place alone. This world, even in the county town, is full of dangers. If you are not careful, you can easily lose your life. Everyone who survives is not easy. Lin Chongqing walked again and threw the short gang members and the short knives they left behind to the tall gang members. He broke off a miscellaneous branch from the side of the road and cleaned up the footprints left by him and Xiaohu. Back in the small courtyard, Lin Chongqing cooked all the remaining miscellaneous grains, and ate a big meal with Xiaohu. He came to the courtyard to recall the exercise method of his predecessor, exercising to eliminate food. The training of the predecessor is just ordinary strength, endurance, and speed training, nothing out of the ordinary. The fist, kick and knife skills are all based on the predecessor's own knowledge and practical experience. The focus is on fast, ruthless, and accurate, and there is no trick. Lin Chongqing practiced all of them, and based on the various exercise methods circulated on the internet in the world before crossing, he picked some useful ones to practice. After a lot of tossing like this, he went to the well in the corner of the small courtyard to fetch water, washed it, and went to bed. There is a little tiger in the yard now, so there is no need to worry about sleeping. Sleep till dawn. Lin Chongqing found that since the fusion of the memory of his predecessor, the memory of suffering from his predecessor's growth has greatly tempered his will. Coupled with the existence of broken net and the talents and pets he got, he quickly integrated into this world after 2 nights of sleep. Lin Chongqing took out a few pieces of silver from the hiding place and put them on his body. This was all the family property of his predecessor, and the other things in the room were all left by that old Zhao. This courtyard was where Mr. Zhao originally lived. He later moved to a better place, and it became vacant. It took a lot of time to clean it up. The outside is already bustling, and the residents of the slums are busy with their daily lives. Lin Chongqing washed up, took Xiaozu and Xiaohu, and went out. The alleys were full of poor people with disheveled faces and ragged clothes. Lin Chongqing didn't know anyone when he moved here not long ago. No one recognizes Xiaohu, who has become a pet and whose image and temperament have changed drastically. Everyone around seemed to know that Lin Chongqing was a member of a gang, and seeing that he had brought a vicious dog with him, they all took the initiative to stay away from him. Lin Chongqing walked out of the alley and came to the street. The street was very bustling, with people coming and going, bustling and shouting. He bought a few big buns on the street and stuffed 2 into Xiaohu's mouth. He ate and walked by himself, turning right and left. Gang garrison at the junction of districts. Small knife gang. 3 large characters hang above the gate of the gang resident. This is the name of the gang that Lin Chongqing belongs to. The backbone members of the gang are all good at using short knives. The knife gang ranks among the top in Yanggu County, with thousands of gang members, all over the county. The things that the government doesn't care about are all under the control of the major gangs. The gang forces in this world are an indispensable force. This world has extraordinary power. Although crises are everywhere, the population size far exceeds the ancient world in Lin Chongqing's impression. Perhaps it is because the predecessor has been surviving on the dark edge of the bottom of this world. What he has seen and heard is too difficult and dark. So far he has not integrated into the mainstream of this world, and what he has seen is too one-sided. An ordinary gang in a county has thousands of members, which is beyond Lin Changqing's imagination. The size of this county is also beyond his common sense. The extraordinary world really cannot be judged by common sense. Along the way, Lin Changqing felt a lot of emotion. Looking at the majestic gang buildings, he adjusted his mentality, took his pet Xiaohu, and strode in. The Little Knife Gang has a large resident area, but ordinary gang members cannot live here. Lin Changqing met not many gang members along the way, and he didn't know most of them. Lin Changqing maintained his predecessor's style of dealing with people, greeted a few more familiar gang members, and went straight to the office of the resident manager. The stewards of the gang are all cronies of the gang leader and have great power to assist the gang leader in managing the gang's affairs. Lin Changqing met the steward. According to gang rules, Lin Changqing saluted the old butler. "Changqing, you are here. Mr. Zhao is gone. You are his promising junior. You must cheer up as soon as possible and work hard." The steward knew Lin Changqing because of Mr. Zhao, and also had some understanding of the affairs between Mr. Zhao and Lin Changqing. Mr. Zhao is not weak, he can be regarded as a powerful thug of the gang, and his qualifications are very old. He is acquainted with many middle and high-level gang members. However, Mr. Zhao wanted to recognize Lin Changqing as his grandson, but he just spread some rumors and did not implement it concretely. The so-called people take tea to cool down. People in the gang who know about this are just a little curious about Lin Changqing, but they will not look at Lin Changqing differently because of this relationship. I will work hard to make progress and not embarrass Mr. Zhao. Steward, I'm here this time to hand over the yard left by Mr. Zhao to the gang. I'm alone, and I can't live in such a big yard. Lin Changqing explained his purpose. The steward found a copy from the shelf next to it, flipped through it, and said, "You're talking about the little yard Mr. Zhao gave you, right? Since Mr. Zhao has given it to you, you can live here. As for Mr. Zhao's other inheritance, your relationship has not been confirmed, so you can only hand it over to the gang, so don't think about it. There is nothing else, you can go back first." The steward's tone suddenly became blunt, telling Lin Changqing to get out. After thinking about it for a while, Lin Changqing realized that what he did today was ill-considered. The steward must think that he wanted to plot Mr. Zhao's other inheritance. Things have come to this, Lin Changqing can only leave first. Just when he was about to leave, several people walked in quickly, and the leader was the leader surnamed Liu who slapped his predecessor yesterday. The leader surnamed Liu glanced at Lin Changqing calmly, walked up to the steward, and said anxiously, "Steward, 2 gang members have an accident in the city, I need to mobilize a few members who are good at tracking to go to the scene to see." "I already know about this. You can visit that place during the day, and don't send anyone near it at night." As the steward said, he took out a wooden sign, wrote on it, and threw it to the leader surnamed Liu. "Go and see who is free, ask them to help check, and give an explanation to the brothers." The leader surnamed Liu looked back at Lin Changqing, and the tiger dog Xiaohu who was following him, and asked, "Is this dog yours? It looks very smart, and it just happens to come with us to help on the spot." The leader surnamed Liu showed the wooden sign given to him by the steward just now. Lin Changqing knew that it was a temporary transfer order within the gang, and he could transfer people to obey the order within a certain range. "Changqing, if you have nothing to do, follow me to help," the steward said to Lin Changqing unquestionably. "Yes." Lin Changqing bowed his head and said yes. "Steward, let's go to work first. Follow me." The leader surnamed Liu bid farewell to the steward, greeted Lin Changqing, and left first. Lin Changqing followed behind the leader surnamed Liu and the gang members, but the leader surnamed Liu and the gang members ignored him. The leader surnamed Liu took a temporary transfer order, went to find 2 gang members who were good at tracking, and called some ordinary gang members. A group of more than a dozen people, all with short knives, hurried along the road that Lin Chongqing came from. Pedestrians on the road hid away when they saw them. As Lin Chongqing expected, their destination was indeed the place where he threw the corpse at midnight. I came here again, because it was daytime and there were so many people. The ominous place in the depths of the alley, which looked like the ruins of the wilderness, didn't look as scary as it did at night. However, Lin Chongqing, who has the talent of powerful perception, can still vaguely perceive the terrible crisis in the dark. There is already a group of gang members waiting for the leader surnamed Liu. A leader in the gang can manage a group of gang members on a fixed basis. The number ranges from a few to dozens of people, depending on the leader's own ability. The leader surnamed Liu is obviously not weak, and there are more than 20 gang members gathered here. Lin Chongqing saw 2 dead bodies, one tall and one short, on the ground next to the waiting gang members. It was the first time for Lin Chongqing to see such a terrifying scene with his own eyes. The 2 people seemed to have been hollowed out, and their skin and muscles seemed to have been eaten by something, and bloody. This scene made him feel a little uncomfortable, but he quickly got used to it. No one will come to this place at night. The 2 of them definitely didn't come here by themselves. Everyone's task is to look for clues and see if we can find out who killed our 2 brothers. Now split up. Gather here at noon. The leader surnamed Liu didn't talk nonsense, and directly ordered action. Except for the 2 gang members who are good at tracking and Lin Chongqing, the rest of the gang members here are subordinates of the leader surnamed Liu. They are familiar with each other and have a clear division of labor, and they will soon perform their duties. You 2 are experts in tracking, so I won't command blindly, you can move freely. The leader surnamed Liu also sent away 2 gang members who were good at tracking. Now Lin Chongqing is the only one left, and no mission has been arranged yet, which makes him feel a little bad. Take the dog and follow me inside to see if we can find the murderer who hurt the 2 of us. The leader surnamed Liu said to Lin Chongqing calmly. Yes, Chief Liu. Lin Chongqing clenched the little bamboo in his hand, and led Xiaohu to follow the leader surnamed Liu, walking deeper into the alley. It is not surprising that other members of the gang saw this scene. The leader surnamed Liu is a martial artist who has acquired the true martial arts of the gang. It will not be dangerous to walk around this place in broad daylight. The leader surnamed Liu watched as he walked, and led Lin Chongqing and Xiaohu gradually to the depths of the deserted ruins, where there were ruins and strange plants everywhere. Lin Chongqing's perception was fully open, and he discovered many unknown things along the way. It may be because of the daytime, those things did not move. Xiaohu, who is more vigilant, has been warning Lin Chongqing through consciousness connection, but the extremely smart Xiaohu has always disguised himself as an ordinary dog and followed Lin Chongqing. The leader surnamed Liu seemed to have confirmed that there was no one else around. He stopped, turned around, and looked straight at Lin Chongqing with sharp eyes. I didn't expect you to appear in front of me today safe and sound. And my 2 brothers fell down here. Tell me. Is it your own adventure, or did Mr. Zhao give you something extraordinary? The boss surnamed Liu got straight to the point and tore off his disguise. Boss Liu, what are you talking about? I don't understand at all. Lin Chongqing tried his best to imitate his predecessor, pretending not to know anything. You really don't understand? Well, let me feel your pulse, and you'll understand. The leader surnamed Liu acted neatly. He didn't care if what Lin Chongqing said was true or not. He just took a few steps forward, approached Lin Chongqing, reached out his hand like an eagle's claw, and clasped Lin Chongqing's wrist. Lin Chongqing can't judge the gap between his own strength and the leader named Liu, but he must not be caught. He raised the bamboo stick in his hand and hit. Xiao Zhu's talent stand strike activated, and the bamboo stick hit the leader surnamed Liu at an incredible angle. This is the must-hit effect of stand strike. But it's a pity that the stun effect of stand strike didn't appear www.mentalnovel.com as a warrior. The leader surnamed Liu didn't suffer much damage from this bamboo stick. On the contrary, the bamboo stick was caught by the leader surnamed Liu. Lin Chongqing felt a strong force coming, and he loosened the bamboo stick in his hand. The stick technique is good. But, take out a bamboo stick and hit someone, do you think it's a child's play? The leader surnamed Liu said, and threw the bamboo staff that he had taken away behind him. The boss surnamed Liu attacked Lin Chongqing again. Lin Chongqing pulled out the dagger, and the little tiger beside him also rushed up, biting the leg and foot of the boss surnamed Liu. The boss surnamed Liu changed his legs and kicked Xiaohu to the ground. Even if Xiaohu possesses the talent of bulldog with enhanced combat power, he is no match for the leader Liu, a warrior. Lin Chongqing seized the opportunity, took advantage of his predecessor's combat experience and current physical fitness, and quickly and fiercely slashed at the leader surnamed Liu with the dagger in his hand. Snapped! The leader surnamed Liu was even faster, dodged sideways, avoided Lin Chongqing's dagger, and slapped Lin Chongqing's abdomen with one palm. The intense pain caused Lin Chongqing to bend over involuntarily, and the boss surnamed Liu flexed his fingers and grabbed Lin Chongqing's neck. Xiaohu, who stood up, rushed forward again. Snapped! Thump! The of luck has come again. Under the cover of Lin Chongqing and Xiaohu, the self-attacking bamboo stick Xiaozhu hit the head of the boss surnamed Liu with a stick, successfully triggering the stun effect of the talent stand strike. The leader surnamed Liu fell to the ground in response, but he was not weak and had not completely passed out. Without any hesitation, Lin Chongqing leaned down and severed the neck artery of the leader surnamed Liu. Blood flies. Lin Chongqing dodges flexibly. The leader surnamed Liu, whose neck was cut off in half, was fully awake at this moment. His eyes widened in disbelief, his lips opened and closed, and he seemed to want to speak. But due to excessive blood loss, he convulsed and lost his life without saying a word. Lin Chongqing stood on the side of the leader surnamed Liu who fell to the ground, watching the leader surnamed Liu completely lost his eyesight. It was the first time for Lin Chongqing to kill someone with his own hands. This boss surnamed Liu was an enemy of his predecessor, and this time he wanted to kill him again, so he didn't feel uncomfortable when he chopped it down with the knife. On the contrary, he felt a little happy. Now a leader of the gang died here. This is not a small matter. Lin Chongqing has to think about how to get out. This is the depths of the barren ruins, full of building ruins and all kinds of scary vines, thorns, weeds, and trees. Lin Chongqing's strong perception ability can perceive that since entering this area, there has been an ominous atmosphere around him, which is inexplicable and unclear. Under the cover of those building ruins and various plants, there are many unknown creatures hidden, and these unknown creatures are the main source of danger in this area. In addition, those plants that seem to have mutated are better hidden, but Lin Chongqing knows that some of them are not good stubble. Fortunately, these things seem to be restricted during the day and cannot come out to move around. In a county, there is such a place. It's incredible. I don't know what's hidden in this. Lin Chongqing learned from the memory of his predecessor that the government in this world is very powerful. As long as they are dispatched, they can suppress everything. There must be a reason for his existence to keep it here and not deal with it. The danger in it is also self-evident. But he has no choice now, he must face it bravely, he cannot run away. Lin Chongqing walked carefully to the vines and thorns next to him, and chopped off a thick vine with a short knife with only a trace of blood in his hand. The green juice splashed, and the injured vine pulled back with a shua, and disappeared among the many vines. It really is alive. According to Lin Chongqing's own perception and Xiaohu's warning, among the many vines, he accurately chopped those weird vines that seemed to be alive. The vines receded one by one, revealing the dark doorway of a ruined building. Woo! The little tiger beside Lin Chongqing lowered his body and entered the attacking state. Lin Chongqing also sensed the huge threat lurking behind the dark doorway. Lin Chongqing took such a risk because he gambled that the danger here only appeared at night. The information he obtained from the gang manager, the leader surnamed Lu and many gang members clearly indicated that there was not much danger here during the day. Lin Chongqing didn't dare to move forward. He could sense that unknown creatures in the darkness were ready to move. Hearsay and rumors could only be used as a reference, and there was no need to try the danger himself. He returned to the corpse of the leader surnamed Lu, without moving anything, avoiding the gradually congealed blood, moved the corpse of the leader surnamed Lu to the dark door opening, and threw it in with all his might. Boom! Crackling! Sizzling! When the body fell to the ground, there was a huge movement inside, and all kinds of strange sounds came out. Lin Chongqing stepped back in an instant and stood in the distance to wait until there was no more sound from the dark doorway before he began to deal with the traces of the scene. The matter has already happened, and it is impossible to handle it seamlessly. He can only try to eliminate his suspicion of killing the leader surnamed Lu. Other things can only be left to God. With his current strength, he can't resist anyone, and he has nowhere to escape. In the eyes of his predecessor, there are crises everywhere in this world. Only in a crisis can we find a chance of survival. After the traces on the scene were processed, Lin Chongqing walked to a nearby brick wall, and he sensed a dark hole under the brick wall, in which an unknown creature was lurking. He received a slap from the boss surnamed Lu, and under the restoration of his powerful vitality, he is no longer in serious trouble. Xiaohu's own fighting strength is not weak, and he didn't suffer much damage from that kick. The boss died, and he and the pets were unharmed, which doesn't make sense. Lin Chongqing held a small bamboo in his left hand and a short knife in his right. With one knife, he cut off the thickest vine full of thorns wrapped around the brick wall. The thorny vines were a little different from the vines just now. The long vines withered quickly, leaving only a small section of chopsticks, still wriggling on the ground. Lin Chongqing sensed a strange vitality from this small section of thorny vines, and he kicked this small section of vines into the middle of the road. The thorns and vines disappeared, and a hole appeared in the fallen brick wall. Lin Chongqing used the bamboo stick in his hand to pick up the broken bricks around the opening, and he wanted to forcibly open this relatively least dangerous dark hole. As the opening got bigger and bigger, the dark hole, which was originally small, was gradually exposed. A layer of faint dark red mist filled the air, giving people an ominous feeling. The light came in, and a dark wildcat-like creature appeared. There is a pair of completely black eyes on the face of a distorted human face. Abnormally strong and distorted body, pitch black sharp fangs and claws. This is a terrifying mutant creature born entirely for the night. The humanoid cat face was facing Lin Chongqing, those dark eyes exuded an extremely ferocious light. It seems to be very afraid of light, but in this situation where there is no way to retreat, www.mtlnovel.com still jumped up, and rushed towards Lin Chongqing, who was holding the bamboo stick on guard. The speed of mutant creatures is very fast. The little tiger beside Lin Chongqing bravely rushed up, fighting with the terrifying mutant creature that was much smaller than it. Two ferocious creatures, neither of them mortal, bit into a ball at an extremely fast speed. The strength of the mutated creature is stronger than that of the pet spirit dog Xiaohu, but due to the influence of the daytime environment, its strength is limited. In just a few breaths, Xiaohu was already covered with scars, and the mutated creature was also bitten by Xiaohu a few times. The injury was not serious, and its movements became a little slower. Little tiger, back down. Be alert. Lin Chongqing suddenly ordered the spirit dog Xiaohu to withdraw from the battle. He threw his pet bamboo stick aside, held a short knife, and slashed at the mutant creature. Xiaohu took advantage of the situation and withdrew from the battle, staring at the mutated creature to prevent it from escaping. Facing a sudden change of opponent, the mutated creature used its agility to swing its claws and scratched Lin Chongqing's arm. Lin Chongqing took the initiative to control the powerful life force in his body, suppressing the recovery of his injuries by the life force. Under the vigilance of the two pets, he concentrated all his energy and tried his best to fight the mutant creature alone. Knives out again and again, hurt again and again. finally let him cut a fatal knife. The mutated creature was cut open by him and fell to the ground. A dark red aura visible to the naked eye overflowed from the mutated creature. The mutated creature quickly dried up and returned to the appearance of an ordinary wild cat. It really destroys normal cognition. Lin Chongqing was covered in blood, with multiple scratches and bites on his body. "Little tiger, go and bring someone here." Lin Chongqing endured the pain and discomfort all over his body, sat for a while, and then lay down holding the knife. "Wow! This dog is injured like this, something must have happened to the leader. Everyone, run fast!" It didn't take long for Lin Chongqing to hear Xiaohu's cry and the crowd's shouts. Lin Chongqing closed her eyes and pretended to be dizzy. In this case, it is best not to say anything. As for his safety, he will leave it to the pet bamboo stick and the spirit dog Xiaohu who are beside him for the time being. As long as those helpers don't give him a knife as soon as they come up, he will keep pretending to faint and wait for the opportunity to wake up. Wow woof! Lin Chongqing felt that Xiaohu had come to him, and kept barking around him, performing a loyal dog to the fullest. This guy was attacked by the grimacing cat, I don't know if he can be saved. The strength is not bad, he actually killed a grimacing cat. It's broad daylight, why are you running to provoke this thing? There are well-informed helpers who know the mutant creatures that attacked Lin Chongqing. A member of the gang checked Lin Chongqing's breathing, and felt that there was still a faint breath. He's still alive. But he's seriously injured, and he won't be able to wake up for a while. I searched all around, but I didn't find the leader. But there is a hole over there, and there are traces of people and dogs walking by. Ask that poodle dog, it will look for us, it is quite spiritual, see if it can find the leader. Next, a group of gangsters tried to communicate with Xiaohu. Xiaohu pretended to be confused and struggled for a while before pretending to understand. It stayed by Lin Chongqing's side and did not leave. It kept calling in the direction of the cave entrance where the leader Lu's body was located. The boss may have entered that hole. But there is no movement inside, and we dare not go in to check. What to do? Hurry up and report it. We can't solve this matter. A group of members of the small knife gang, including ordinary gang members and elite gang members, lost their leader. Faced with this situation, they were all at a loss, so they had to report the news and wait for the gang to send someone to deal with it. Lin Chongqing pretended to be in a coma, and secretly continued to study the powerful life force brought by his internal talent full of vitality. After an unknown amount of time, Lin Chongqing felt that a large group of people rushed over, and soon someone came to him and began to help him treat the wound. How does it hurt? Return to Hall Master. His injury is quite serious. Fortunately, he didn't hurt his vitals, and his physical fitness is also very good. After my treatment, he should wake up soon. That's good. I have something important to ask him, what method do you have, just use it. Yes. Hall Master. Lin Chongqing heard two voices talking beside him. Among them, he had the impression that the full-spirited voice was Cheng Lihu, the Hall Master of the White Tiger Hall among the four halls of Qinglong, Beihu, Suzaku, and Suanwu of the Xiaodao gang. The predecessor was deeply impressed by the head of the White Tiger Hall because Mr. Zhao had a good relationship with him, and the predecessor had met him once. The person in charge of treating Lin Chongqing's injuries pinched Lin Chongqing's mouth open and stuffed a pill into it. The pill was slightly bitter and melted in the mouth, and the man used tricks to let Lin Chongqing swallow the medicine smoothly. Lin Chongqing, who has a keen sense, soon noticed a force of medicine circulating in his body and began to repair his wound. There was also a force of the medicine, which went straight to his brain, cooling his mind and becoming sober. This medicine is amazing. Lin Chongqing felt that even if he didn't use the life force in his body to recover from his injuries, with the power of this pill, his injuries would be healed within 10 days or half a month. How long will it take for him to wake up? I used the treasured healing medicine, and he is fine, and he should wake up within a quarter of an hour. Thanks for your hard work. This is necessary. Lin Chongqing heard the conversation between the master of Beihutang and the doctor, and knew that it was time for him to wake up. Not long after, Lin Chongqing woke up according to the doctor's words. All the wounds on Lin Chongqing's body were bandaged, and two helpers helped him up, and found something for him to sit on the ground. A sturdy middle-aged man with stubble all over his face stood condescendingly in front of Lin Chongqing with a knife on his waist. Lin Chongqing, do you remember me? This person is Cheng Lihu, the majestic leader of the White Tiger. Meet the Hall Master. Thank you Hall Master for saving your life. Lin Chongqing's voice was a little hoarse, but he spoke clearly. Haha, it seems that your kid is fine, and your life is still tough. Cheng Lihu was quite happy to see that Lin Chongqing was recovering well. Tell me, what happened here? Don't worry, speak slowly. Cheng Lihu asked Lin Chongqing. The gang dispatched a hall master, which shows that they attach great importance to the disappearance of the leader surnamed Lu, which makes Lin Chongqing's heart a little heavier. Boss Lu arranged for me to bring the dog and come here with him to investigate the murderer's whereabouts. My dog was very disturbed along the way. Chief Lu said my dog was very spiritual, so he asked me to direct the dog to search for it. Until I came here, my dog noticed the anomaly and found the hole covered by the vines over there. I found a small hole here in the back. Boss Lu wants me to take the dog and open this small hole to see what's inside. He himself went to the big hole. When I opened this small hole, I was attacked by monsters. The speed of the monster is very fast. Fortunately, my dog rushed up to fight it and bit it, so I tried my best to kill it. Boss Lu side www.mtlnovel.com. I heard some movement, but I couldn't hold on and fell into a coma. I don't know what happened. Lin Chongqing's speech speed was very slow, and he had to pause for a while after speaking, but he spoke in an orderly manner, so that Cheng Lihu and the people around could hear him clearly. After Cheng Lihu listened, he didn't speak immediately, and no one else around him made a sound. This kid is so angry that he actually wants to use the daytime environment to trouble Grimacing Cat. He underestimated this resentment. It's probably planted in that hole now. Oh! What a trouble! Cheng Lihu said a few words softly, then looked at Lin Chongqing, and asked, You kid, where did you offend him? He actually asked you to do such a thing. Subordinates don't know. Lin Chongqing replied with a confused face. That kid's uncle is Deputy Chief Lu. You have suffered for no reason. For the sake of Mr. Zhao, you will follow me into the White Tiger Hall from now on. Your physical fitness is very good. You are a good seed for cultivation. You can still train such a capable dog. Our Beihutang is short of talents like you. Cheng Lihu first pointed out the catastrophe that Lin Chongqing caused, and then said that it was because of Mr. Zhao's face, and then said that he was a talent, so he should be allowed to join the White Tiger Hall in front of so many people. Lin Chongqing had only met Cheng Lihu once before, and Lin Chongqing didn't know the master of the White Tiger Hall. He didn't know Cheng Lihu's intention of doing this, but he had no choice. The leader surnamed Lu is actually the nephew of a deputy gang leader, which Lin Chongqing did not expect. This made his situation even more difficult. Fortunately, the head of the White Tiger Hall is the biggest here, so he is safe for the time being. Thank you Hall Master for your support. Lin Chongqing showed gratitude and struggled to stand up. You should rest here first and recover from your injuries. I'm going to think of a way to see if I can get that guy out. Cheng Lihu told Lin Chongqing not to move, and the gang behind Lin Chongqing immediately held him down and prevented him from getting up. Cheng Lihu led a group of members of the Beihutang, who seemed to have martial arts skills, and strode to the entrance of the cave where the leader surnamed Lu's body was. There's a litter of grimacing cats in here. There are still many resentful vines. I'll go in first. Come in when I call you. Yes. Hall Master. Cheng Lihu said, pulled out his waist knife, held it in his hand, and walked into the cave like this. Bang 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 bang. Ho ha. Meow. Lin Chongqing heard the sound of fierce fighting coming from the cave. There was Cheng Lihu's shouts, and there were shrill meows that made one's scalp tingle. The fighting in the cave lasted about a minute, and then the movement died down. Light your torches and come in. Cheng Lihu's angry voice came from the cave. It was obvious that this battle was nothing to him. The members of the White Tiger Hall who had been prepared a long time ago lit the torches and filed into the cave. Not long after, Cheng Lihu came out first, and the members of the White Tiger Hall brought out a corpse that was already in disrepair. The members of the White Tiger Hall who came out from behind each carried 2 dead withered wild cats. These wild cats were the corpses of grimacing cats, and each of them had only 1 fatal stab wound. Have you seen it all? Don't come here to wander around if there is nothing to do. It's not allowed during the day. Boss Lu's strength in refining strength is no match for this litter of grimacing cats. In the future, you should weigh the importance more in your actions. When Cheng Lihu came out, he yelled at the gang members present. Those gang members who had followed Boss Lu to carry out the mission were all terrified and disturbed when they saw Boss Lu's body, and some of them had weak legs. Lin Chongqing keenly sensed that when Cheng Lihu said that the boss surnamed Lu was not Grimace Cat's opponent, he gave him a sneaky look. There are no traces of fierce battles in the cave. The master of the White Tiger Hall must have discovered something unusual. I can't do anything now except pretend to be stupid. It depends on how the head of the White Tiger Hall reports it. Lin Chongqing knew that he was forced to kill this time, leaving a lot of loopholes. If he really had to investigate seriously, he would be in trouble, or his life might be lost. This feeling of putting fate in the hands of others is very bad. Lin Chongqing deeply understands the importance of strength. Look around for other clues. Be careful not to go to dark places. Cheng Lihu sent away the ordinary gang members, took the members of Beihutang, carried the corpse of the leader surnamed Lu, and took the corpses of those grimacing cats, and left directly. During the time when Lin Chongqing pretended to be in a coma, Cheng Lihu had carefully surveyed the surrounding situation. Now that he found the bodies of the survivors and missing persons, his task was considered complete. A member of Beihutang made a simple stretcher, carried Lin Chongqing on it, and prepared to walk with Cheng Lihu. Lin Chongqing is an important witness and cannot be lost. Xiaohu took the initiative to pick up the bamboo, handed it to Lin Chongqing's hand, ran to the vine that Lin Chongqing kicked into the middle of the road, picked it up, and followed Lin Chongqing's stretcher. Hey! What a nice dog! Of course, the hall master's vision is not bad. Lin Chongqing closed his eyes and rested his mind. The 2 members of the White Tiger Hall who carried him were full of praise for the spirit dog Xiaohu. In the gang, someone like Lin Chongqing who can train excellent pets can be regarded as a special talent. Back at the gang resident, Lin Chongqing was arranged to rest in a guest room, waiting for the gang's call. Lin Chongqing felt uneasy, and kept hypnotizing herself, letting go of her thoughts and not thinking wildly. Not long after, someone came to carry him out, carried him into a lobby, and put him on an armchair. I have met the hall master, the steward. Lin Chongqing saw that there were 3 people sitting in the lobby. The old man in the middle was somewhat similar in appearance to the leader surnamed Lu. The other 2 were the gang resident manager whom he had seen in the morning, and the other was Cheng Lihu, the leader of the White Tiger Hall. Lin Chongqing knew in his heart that the gang leader he didn't know must be the deputy leader Lu's uncle, but he had never met him before, so he could only greet the 2 gang leaders he knew. This is deputy gang leader Lu, and boss Lu's uncle. Cheng Lihu spoke up and introduced Lin Chongqing. Meet the deputy gang leader. Lin Chongqing's current injury, in the eyes of outsiders, is almost immobile. He respectfully bowed to vice clan leader Lu. Lin Chongqing, you are the only eyewitness to Chief Lu's murder, tell vice clan leader Lu what you know. Cheng Lihu continued to speak. The deputy leader Lu and the resident manager kept staring at Lin Chongqing with lightning-like eyes, making Lin Chongqing feel like a thorn in his back. Lin Chongqing calmed down and repeated what he had said to Cheng Lihu. This time, he showed his nervousness appropriately. So, Boss Lu asked you to check one cave first, and then went to check another cave regardless of the situation you were attacked. After listening to Lin Chongqing's words, Deputy Chief Lu asked, his voice was deep and old. Back to the deputy gang leader. The subordinates were very nervous at the time and didn't know the situation of Chief Lu. Lin Chongqing thought for a while. www.mtlnovel.com answered like this. Afterwards, Deputy Gang Leader Lu and the resident manager asked a lot of questions about what Lin Chongqing said. Lin Chongqing would tell the truth if it made sense, and if it didn't make sense, he would answer that he didn't know. Lin Chongqing, you can't explain many things clearly. Boss Lu, who is powerful and cautious, has been killed, but you are still alive. We can't rule out your suspicion. You go to the gang prison first. After you find out the whole story, if it really has nothing to do with you, then let you out. After asking all the details, the resident manager made the final judgment, and Lin Chongqing was going to be thrown into prison. With Lin Chongqing's current injuries, if he is an ordinary person, being imprisoned in a gang prison with harsh conditions like this is basically equivalent to a death sentence. Steward. I've been wronged. Lin Chongqing imitated his predecessor's character and complained to the resident manager. He was quite satisfied with this result, as long as he didn't kill him on the spot, he would have a chance. It's not wrong to be wronged, just wait for the investigation results to come out. Stay well in the prison. The resident manager remained unmoved, obviously wanting Lin Chongqing's life. Lin Chongqing finally understood that the resident manager should have an unusual relationship with vice clan leader Lu. The death of the boss with the surname Lu, regardless of whether he had anything to do with Lin Chongqing, vice clan leader Lu wanted him to die. If it matters, it is to avenge the boss surnamed Lu. It doesn't matter, killing Lin Chongqing by mistake is just a trivial matter for them. Therefore, Lin Chongqing must die. Come on! Put Lin Chongqing in prison! The resident steward shouted out. Wait! I still have something to say. At this moment, Cheng Lihu, the majestic leader of Beihu who had been watching, suddenly spoke. Not only the deputy gang leader Lu and the resident manager were surprised, but Lin Chongqing was also very surprised. Master Cheng, if you have anything to say, please say it. Although the resident manager was a little displeased, Cheng Lihu's status was unusual, so he didn't dare to offend him. Vice Chief Lu, Steward Fan. Mr. Zhao is kind to me, and Lin Chongqing is someone he values very much. Although his old man went a little suddenly, he once brought Chongqing to see me on purpose, and asked me to bring Chongqing into the White Tiger Hall and take care of him. Old Zhao's love for Chongqing, I know best. If there are other gang members here today, I will never say a word. But, he is Lin Chongqing. So, I have to say something fair. Lin Chongqing has not formally cultivated, and his strength is not even in the realm of refining power. He's just bringing an ordinary pet dog with him, so there's no way he's a threat to Chief Lu. Lin Chongqing was very innocent when he joined the gang. Mr. Zhao personally asked about this. As far as I know, the reason why Lin Chongqing participated in the mission today is just a coincidence. Boss Lu made a temporary move and used a temporary transfer order to recruit Lin Chongqing. This point, Fan Guanqi should be clearer than anyone else. The task time this time is very short. Some time ago, many members of the gang could testify that Lin Chongqing had no contact with anyone, nor did he have any interaction with Chief Lu. In the last paragraph, Chief Lu ordered Lin Chongqing to go to the land of resentment to find clues. There are many people who can testify. From when they set off together to when something happened, the time interval is very short. I believe that normal people can see that Lin Chongqing is absolutely incapable of influencing Chief Lu's decision, let alone pose a threat to Chief Lu. So, I think Lin Changqing's suspicion can be ruled out. Of course, Boss Lu was killed. This matter must be thoroughly investigated. Lin Changqing, as the most important party involved, cannot escape the control of the gang. I am willing to be Lin Changqing's guarantor, to ensure that he will not break away from the gang's control until the matter is clarified. I don't know if Deputy Gang Leader Lu and Steward Fan can change Lin Changqing's custody from the gang prison to my Beihu Hall. Cheng Lihu looked at Deputy Gang Leader Lu and Steward Fan, and asked seriously. Lin Changqing never expected that Cheng Lihu would help him like this at a critical moment. The memory of the predecessor is very clear. When the predecessor met Cheng Lihu at that time, Mr. Zhao just showed off the outstanding talents and good cultivation qualifications of the predecessor to Cheng Lihu, and did not entrust him with care as Cheng Lihu said. Of course, there is another possibility that after the predecessor left, Mr. Zhao and Cheng Lihu talked about it in private. It's just that Mr. Zhao passed away suddenly, and none of this can be confirmed. No matter what the reason was, Lin Changqing was very grateful for Cheng Lihu to speak for Lin Changqing like this. It must be much better to enter Beihutang than to go to prison. Lin Changqing could feel that Deputy Chief Lu and Steward Fan were a little unhappy. Steward Fan and Deputy Chief Lu looked at each other, and then fell silent for a moment before he said, "What Master Cheng said makes some sense, so let's follow what Master Cheng said first. If this matter is related to Lin Changqing, please don't interfere with Master Cheng. Of course. If he really broke gang rules, I will be the first to spare him." Cheng Lihu readily agreed. The three senior members of the knife gang chatted for a while, and Cheng Lihu called for someone to carry Lin Changqing away. Lin Changqing returned to the guest room at the beginning, and the pets Xiaozu and Xiaohu stayed here, which seemed to be the territory of Beihutang. Lin Changqing, the hall master ordered you to rest in peace and recuperate here. Someone will change your medicine and give you food at regular intervals. You should have a good rest. The members of Beihutang treated Lin Changqing more politely. Thank you, brother. Lin Changqing tried his best to use his predecessor's style of dealing with people to communicate with others. In this way, Lin Changqing was placed in Beihutang where the gang resided. Lin Changqing could sense that someone was guarding outside the guest room, so he and the spirit dog Xiaohu rested separately. The injuries on both him and Xiaohu are not fake, and it will take time to recover. Lin Changqing used a little life force in his body to greatly reduce the discomfort in his body, but he didn't dare to recover from his injuries quickly. In this gang, he still couldn't understand who was a human and who was a ghost. After sleeping until dark, when someone came into the room to deliver food, Lin Changqing pretended to be able to move enough to take care of himself, and no one came to take care of his daily life. He did this because the pill he took was indeed miraculous, and the injuries on his body were recovering quickly under the healing power of the medicine, and it was reasonable to be able to move now. After getting rid of eating and drinking, he continued to sleep until the middle of the night before he quietly woke up. He and Xiaohu carefully sensed the movement everywhere, and found that although there were still people stationed outside, they were not approaching the room, paying attention to the situation inside the room. As soon as Lin Changqing waved his hand, Xiaohu took the living vine that it brought back from the land of resentment into his hand. Now the vine no longer squirms, it looks like a dead wood. Lin Changqing can sense the active energy contained in it. Lin Changqing pulled up a thick quilt to cover www.mtlnovel.com. The broken net in the sea of consciousness appeared in his hands, and the vines were caught in the net. A bit of spirituality was born, and Lin Changqing's third capture was successful again. Lin Changqing didn't know if it was because he was lucky, or because he chose a suitable target, or because the success rate of the first 3 times he broke the net was already high. The vines that have become Lin Changqing's pet are getting stronger and stronger, but there is no trace of overflow, and no one else can perceive it except Lin Changqing. The vine, which was originally as long as chopsticks and as thick as 2 fingers, kept shrinking and bending, like a small snake, actively wrapped around Lin Changqing's left wrist, turning into an inconspicuous rattan bracelet. Thorn vines, spiritual vines with powerful regeneration ability, talent high-speed regeneration, spiritual transformation, can grow. High-speed regeneration, proliferate and grow at an extremely fast speed. Psychic energy conversion, convert negative energy such as resentment and hostility into pure spiritual energy. Lin Chongqing checked the introduction and talents of the new pet, and his eyes lit up. The two talents are not simple. The information given by Bronet is still as simple. Lin Chongqing thinks that he should be able to obtain these two talents. Through the research on the two acquisitions of pet talent, Lin Chongqing found that the pet talent was not copied from the original version to him, but a certain change was made for the human body. This kind of change generally weakens the natural ability to keep Lin Chongqing's human nature unchanged. The talents of pets are all born according to the most powerful characteristics of pets themselves. Lin Chongqing, a human being, even if he has the same talents, cannot compare with the pets born with talents. His current vitality and perception ability are much stronger than ordinary humans, but they cannot compare with Xiaozuo and Xiaohu who gave birth to his two talents. Choose talents high-speed regeneration, Shinik transformation. Lin Chongqing didn't hesitate, as long as it was a pet talent that might enhance his strength, he would get it now. The two talents of thorns and vines are related to plants. Lin Chongqing knew that obtaining the pet talent would not turn him into a non-human monster. Two almost invisible auras flew into the center of Lin Chongqing's eyebrows from the thorny vine that had turned into a rattan bracelet. Two forces were born from Lin Chongqing's body, and after one of them circulated for a while, it automatically merged with the powerful life force in his body. The fused life force became more active, enough to regenerate limbs. Another force was constantly transforming Lin Chongqing's body. After the transformation, Lin Chongqing clearly felt that he had a clearer perception of the various thin energies in the air. After Lin Chongqing possessed super perception, he faintly noticed that there is a kind of pure energy in the air of this world, and the human body, all kinds of animals and plants, all instinctively desire to absorb this energy. Now his perception of this energy is clearer. Lin Chongqing guessed that this pure energy is aura. He found that under normal circumstances, his body could absorb very little spiritual energy, and various exercises could only slightly increase the body's ability to absorb spiritual energy. Aura. Warrior. Cultivation. Monster. This is really a wonderful world. The high-speed regeneration talent seems to be fused with the vigorous talent, giving me the powerful regenerative recovery ability to regenerate broken limbs. The talent of psychic transformation has greatly enhanced my body's originally very weak aura perception ability, which should be helpful for practicing the exercises in this world. It's a pity that my body cannot convert other energies into aura, and the core ability of this talent has not been inherited. This can be regarded as Shinik transformation talent, partly integrated into powerful perception talent. Lin Chongqing constantly sums up experience. He found that the talents he acquired, similar abilities and related talents, will be integrated, and there will be no situation where he has a large number of talents that are separate. After fusion, the natural ability will be more powerful. Lin Chongqing thought for a while, then picked up the pet bamboo stick, and chose to obtain the talent of stand strike of the bamboo stick. Bamboo stick shot out a ray of light, which fell into the center of Lin Chongqing's eyebrows. The weather was calm, nothing changed in Lin Chongqing's body, and the mysterious power he was expecting did not appear. I thought that if I punched someone in the future, I would surely hit and stun the enemy. Sure enough, some talents are simply not suitable for humans. With this experiment, Tiger's bulldog talent doesn't need to be tried. Another pet was captured, and two talents were combined. Lin Chongqing was in a good mood. Lin Chongqing instinctively knew that as long as he wanted, he could instantly recover from his injuries at any time. Lin Chongqing lay down again and sensed the pet thorny vine on his left wrist. He could feel that thorny vine had been instinctively converting, absorbing, and storing aura. Putting on the thorn and vine rattan bracelet, he found that his efficiency of absorbing spiritual energy has become higher. The two pets, Xiao Zhu and Xiao Hu, took the initiative to lean to his left, rubbing their spiritual energy. For the next 3 days, Lin Chongqing had been lying on the bed recuperating, and his injuries were also recovering under the action of the medicine, and he was able to walk around. During the past 3 days, Lin Chongqing used a broken net to capture the short knife obtained when his predecessor joined the small knife gang, an insect that accidentally flew into the room, and an unnoticed small object in the room, all of which were unsuccessful. After breaking the net for 3 consecutive captures, Lin Chongqing finally failed 3 times in a row. Lin Chongqing was locked in the room, and his options for capturing targets were very limited. They were either targets that he felt had a low success rate, or targets that were very conspicuous and difficult to take away. On the 4th day, Lin Chongqing chose to capture the dagger in his hand again. This kind of short knife is the standard self-defense weapon of the Xiaodao gang. It is similar in style to the waist knife. It is only about 60 centimeters in length and is very convenient to carry. Breaking the net and holding the dagger, this time he did not quickly return to Lin Chongqing's sea of consciousness, but paused for a while, waiting for a trace of spirituality to be magically born in the ice-called dead object dagger, before it disappeared. This time the capture was successful again. This short knife that Lin Chongqing has been playing with for the past few days has finally become his pet. Short knife, a weapon with a strong blade and a sharp blade. The talent sharp weapon can grow. Sharp weapon, enhance the lethality of weapons. This pet short knife has only one talent, and it's a weapon-only talent, so it's useless for Lin Chongqing to come. Lin Chongqing gently pulled out the familiar short knife. The external changes of the short knife are very subtle, but the inside is completely different. It has changed from an ordinary inferior knife to a good knife. It's nice to have a decent weapon. Lin Chongqing didn't acquire talent, but he was still very satisfied. If he succeeded in catching it, he earned it. In the next 2 days, Lin Chongqing continued to catch the insect and the small objects he often played with, but failed to catch it. Later, he stopped using the broken net to catch, and waited for his body to fully recover every day with peace of mind, waiting for new news to come. The 12th day when Lin Chongqing was locked up www.mtlnovel.com Cheng Lihu finally sent someone to look for him. At this time, Lin Chongqing's body has fully recovered, and Xiaohu's injuries are all healed. He washed up, put on the new clothes sent by members of the White Tiger Hall, held a bamboo staff in his right hand, a short knife on his waist, and a rattan bracelet in his left hand. He put on a little tiger, and followed the members of the White Tiger Hall out of this place. Room for 12 days. Meet the hall master. Lin Chongqing saw Cheng Lihu again, and Cheng Lihu greeted him personally with a smile on his face. Recovering well. Come on, Chongqing, sit here. When you come to my place, don't be cautious. I and Mr. Zhao are inseparable. After all, you are also my junior. You don't have to worry about Chief Lu's murder. With me here, it's hard to blame you. In the future, work hard in my Beihutang, make a few more contributions, and improve your status, you will be able to get away completely. I called you here this time because I want to talk to you about practicing martial arts. Elder Zhao prepared everything for you, but unfortunately, now that those things have been handed over to the gang, the relationship between you and Elder Zhao has not been settled, and it is unrealistic to want to get them back. I can only take out the gang's martial arts inheritance here, the introductory chapter of Tianmen Saber Technique. I practice this technique, so I can just give you some pointers. Cheng Lihu's enthusiasm made Lin Chongqing a little flustered. There are 3 realms in martial arts training, namely refining strength, and refining qi. Each realm can be divided into 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high. Above the 3 realms, it is a supernatural product. Cheng Lihu began to explain the magical martial arts to Lin Chongqing. Cheng Lihu personally explained the common sense of martial arts cultivation to Lin Chongqing, and also taught Lin Chongqing the introductory chapter of the knives inherited by Lin Changqing's small knife gang Tianmen saber technique. The gang exercises are strictly managed, and the gang members cannot be taught in the form of text or graphics, and the gang members are not allowed to disclose the gang exercises. Leaking gang skills is one of the most serious crimes. Although the Xiaodao gang's inheritance technique is called Daifa, it includes all aspects of the introduction to martial arts, including training methods and fighting methods. There are only 1,000 words in the refined exercises. Cheng Lihu first asked Lin Chongqing to memorize them by rote, and after Lin Chongqing memorized them well, he then explained them to Lin Chongqing sentence by sentence. In the end, Cheng Lihu demonstrated in person again, instructing Lin Chongqing to practice for a while before giving up. It can be said that he did his best. Chongqing, your cultivation aptitude is very good. Work hard. You will definitely achieve something in the future. It's getting late now, I still have something to do, so I won't keep you. You continue to live in Beihutang for a period of time. If you have any problems in cultivation, you can come to me at any time. Cheng Lihu, whom Lin Chongqing met after lunch, was now almost dark, and Cheng Lihu let him go. Thanks to the hall master for saving his life and cultivating him. I, Lin Chongqing, can't forget it. After Lin Chongqing expressed his loyalty, he returned to the room where he stayed for 12 days accompanied by the members of Beihutang. Lin Chongqing gained a lot from seeing Cheng Lihu this time. No matter why Cheng Lihu did this, Lin Chongqing must keep the benefits he gave first. For the future, leave it for later. After dinner, Lin Chongqing continued to practice. I don't know whether Lin Chongqing's current aptitude is good, or this entry-level cultivation is not difficult at all. He feels that the cultivation of the power refining realm is not complicated. Lin Chongqing's current perception is very strong. He can clearly perceive that if he practices according to the exercises, the efficiency of the body's absorption of spiritual energy can be greatly improved. Martial arts skills should be the cultivation methods created by the predecessors after continuous exploration, experimentation, summarization, and creation according to the characteristics of the human body absorbing spiritual energy. Lin Chongqing's current physical fitness is very good. He has practiced according to the exercises several times, straightening out the original unsystematic strength of his body, and his strength has quickly reached the standard of the initial stage of Lian Li realm, and he has not weak physical strength. Knowing the division of strength in this world, Lin Chongqing checked the information of each pet through the internet, and found that they all had an additional strength attribute. The strength of the 4 pets are all at the elementary level of strength training. How this situation is caused, Lin Chongqing has some conjectures, but the pet's initial strength, subsequent strength improvement and other issues require him to continue to explore, experiment, and summarize. Can I check my attributes? Lin Chongqing tentatively communicated with Po Wang, but he did not expect that Po Wang really showed his simple attribute list. Lin Chongqing's strength, the first level of refining power talent, exuberant vitality, high-speed regeneration, powerful perception, spiritual energy conversion, cultivation method, Tianmen sword technique introduction martial arts, Tianmen sword art first look. This attribute list is clear at a glance, simple and organized. As long as Lin Chongqing needs it, he can also check the detailed introduction of each column. Change the pet's attribute list like this. Bamboo stick small bamboo introduction, the spiritual bamboo contains powerful vitality and can grow. Strength, the first level of refining power talent, vibrant. Stand strike. Lin Chongqing can select the talent column to continue viewing the introduction of each talent. Lin Chongqing continued to check his own attribute list. He had practiced martial arts, and there were 2 additional attributes, Kung Fu and martial skill, both of which were Tianmen saber technique. Tianmen saber technique's practice is the beginning, and the martial arts is the first glimpse. Cheng Lihu said that according to the level of proficiency in practicing martial arts, it can be divided into 5 stages. first glimpse, introduction, small success, great success, and consummation. This shows that Lin Changqing's proficiency in the actual combat sword technique and Tianmen sword technique is very low. This martial arts cultivation, even if you have a good aptitude, still needs a long-term process. In my current situation, it's impossible to practice slowly like this. I have to find a way to use broken nets, pets, and talents, and take shortcuts. Lin Chongqing made some saber gestures in the room, but still felt very jerky, so he made up his mind to make good use of his own advantages. Lin Chongqing continued to practice sword skills in the room. Now there is no shortcut, so he still has to work hard. There is a strong life force in his body, and high-intensity practice will not damage the body. Lin Chongqing didn't go to bed until late at night. The person the hall master likes is not simple. I just came into contact with cultivation, and I have persisted in cultivation until now, and I haven't stopped in the middle. Lin Chongqing could hear the whispers of the two members of Bei Hutang who were guarding outside the room. At dawn the next day, Lin Chongqing got up to practice. Not long after, a stocky young man dressed as the leader of Bei Hutang came to Lin Chongqing with a group of members of Bei Hutang equipped with waist knives. Lin Chongqing, I'm Bei Zigong, the leader of Bei Hutang. A major homicide has occurred in our slum area. The murderer hasn't left the city yet, now we need your dog to help find the murderer. I have already applied to the hall master, and the hall master agrees to let you take the dog to participate in the investigation mission. Just as Beizai said www.mtlnovel.com, he took out Bei Hutang's temporary order wooden sign and showed Lin Chongqing a look. Leader Beio, please wait for me for a moment, I will prepare and set off immediately. Okay. Be fast. Beio Zigong had a business-like attitude, and he was neither close nor targeted at Lin Chongqing. Lin Chongqing washed it quickly, changed his clothes, took the bamboo stick, thorn vine, and short knife, and called the tiger dog Xiaohu. After a delay of less than 2 minutes, he followed Beizai and set off. In an alley that was not much different from the alley in front of Lin Changqing's hospital, there were dozens of corpses lying down along the way. No matter men, women, old or young, all were hacked to death with random knives. The scene was very tragic. These people were hacked to death after dawn. After preliminary investigation, we judged that these people were just ordinary people who got up early and were massacred by a group of people suddenly. There were no witnesses. Everyone who saw them should be dead. When the people around who heard the movement came, the murderer had already disappeared. The murderer's method is very professional, brothers who are good at tracking, there is no way to quickly find the murderer. I heard that your dog can accurately find the cave of the murderous grimacing cat. Please help find the clues and don't let the murderer escape. Beizai just came to Lin Chongqing and introduced the case to Lin Chongqing himself. Don't worry, Boss Beio, I will do my best. Lin Chongqing stroked Xiaohu's head, and Xiaohu put his ears on his ears and wagged his tail meekly. Finding the murderer is no small feat. Beio Zigong also knew what Lin Chongqing had committed. Lin Chongqing walked around the alley with Xiaohu, mainly Xiaohu was sniffing. Lin Changqing's perception is far beyond that of ordinary people, but his nose is definitely not as good as Xiaohu's, and this alley is full of smell, mixed with a very pungent smell. Lin Chongqing sniffed it, and took the initiative to control his nose to reduce the sensitivity of smell. He really couldn't bear the smell here. Those murderers used medicinal powder to cover up the smell. Ordinary dogs dare not approach here at this time. Your dog is really extraordinary. What's its name? Beizai just took a few powerful members of the White Tiger Hall, and was always by Lin Changqing's side. He saw Lin Chongqing and Xiaohu walking around, and now only Xiaohu was sniffing around the corpses, so he opened his mouth to talk to Lin Chongqing. It's called Xiaohu. It was originally a stray dog with a very strong ability to survive. I don't know if it is talented or has some adventures. After I met it, I realized that I communicated with it very smoothly, so I trained it slowly, and it just followed me like this. Lin Chongqing chatted with Bao Zigong half-truthfully. Taming pets is also a kind of talent, and it is said that there are martial arts skills that specifically assist pet taming. The hall master bought a giant wolf green dog 2 years ago. It is said that it has the blood of a monster. It is very wild. Until now, no one has been able to tame it. The hall master also relies purely on strength to fight it so that it doesn't dare to act recklessly, but if you want it to do something, it's useless to kill it. If your dog can successfully find the murderer this time, I will go and talk to the hall master and let you try to subdue that wolf and green dog. Bai Zigong took the initiative to chat about the giant wolf and green dog in Beihutang. Lin Chongqing didn't know whether it was Bao Zigong's impromptu idea, or Cheng Li who asked him to say this. However, it would be an excellent thing for Lin Chongqing if he could really capture a powerful giant wolf green dog as a pet. If Cheng Li who sincerely cultivated him, he would have the combat power that he can show on the surface. Thank you, Chief Bao, for your support. At this time, Xiaohu had already led Lin Chongqing, Bao Zigong, and others out of the alley, sniffing all the way to the street outside the alley. The area near the entrance of the alley on the street has been cleared by members of the Little Knife Gang. Other places are still very busy, with people coming and going, and all kinds of businesses going on. It's breakfast time now, and the various breakfast shops and stalls are full of customers. The people here are very indifferent to the life and death of others. Only those residents who originally lived in the alley, with a heartfelt sympathy, watched outside the cordon that the Xiaodao gang set up for the crowd. Xiaohu sniffed all the way, passed through the crowd of onlookers, walked out of the security circle, and walked to a noodle stall nearby. The complicated environment and smells on the street did not interfere with Xiaohu's strong sense of smell. Xiaohu stopped not far from the booth and warned Lin Chongqing. Lin Chongqing looked at the noodle stall, where a couple was cooking and serving noodles, and greeted customers. There were only 3 tables and stools for customers to sit on. Among them, the people sitting at 2 tables were very mixed, and there were people of all colors, and the remaining table sat with 6 well-dressed men, all of whom were carrying thick-backed swords. One of the 6 well-dressed men was short, like a dwarf, and he also carried a thick-backed broadsword, which looked a little funny. The 6 people were sitting on a big horse with golden swords, and they were burying their heads in eating noodles. The direction of Xiaohu's warning, the 6 people at this table are the most suspicious. Lin Chongqing patted Xiaohu and turned around with it. Baizai also noticed the abnormality and followed Lin Chongqing a little further away. Boss Bao, the table of 6 people eating noodles at the noodle stall is very likely to be the murderer. Then just let Xiaohu approach the noodle stall, and we can finally determine who the murderer is. Lin Chongqing lowered his voice and whispered in Bao Zigong's ear. Baizai glanced vaguely at the situation of the noodle stall and said, "Are you sure?" "Yes." Lin Chongqing replied affirmatively. "Okay, then listen to my arrangement." Baizai just said a few words to the members of the Beihutang beside him, and then the member of the Beihutang shouted, "Yes. Boss. I want them to eat breakfast first." Lin Chongqing and Bao Zigong waited in place. Not long after, the crowd parted, and a large group of members of the White Tiger Hall and ordinary members of the Little Knife Gang came over, shouting, "Find a place to eat by yourself. Eat early and come back to work. Come on, let's go eat noodles." As soon as Baizai gave a few loud orders, he led Lin Chongqing and a group of tough members of the Beihutang to the small noodle stall with their waist knives in hand. Bang bang! 2 sounds, and 2 pieces of broken silver were thrown on the 2 tables of the small noodle stall. "Give it up, I'll settle your bill." Baizai just chased away the customers rudely. This area is under the jurisdiction of the Little Knife Gang. Everyone is very familiar with the Little Knife Gang. The big brothers of the Little Knife Gang have to eat first. Baizai just brought a bit too many people, and there was still no room for 2 tables, so he approached the remaining table of 6 thick-backed swordsmen. Lin Chongqing took Xiaohu, and took the opportunity to approach. As the distance approached, Xiahou immediately confirmed that these 6 people were the murderers. "Boss, there is nothing wrong," Lin Chongqing said softly to Bao Zigong. The members of the Beihutang who heard Lin Changqing's words immediately gestured. The members of the Beihutang who were pretending to go to eat and ordinary gang members began to drive away the crowd on the street. The members of the Beihutang who were not weak surrounded the area. "How many, but have you eaten? You guys are quite courageous. You just committed an important crime, and you dare to eat breakfast on the spot." As soon as Baizai saw that the 6 people had noticed something abnormal, he became alert, and his hands were all on the handle of the thick-backed knife, so he pointed it out and started testing. Lin Changqing's perception is strong. www.mtlnovel.com. He told Baizai that the goal was right, and he took Xiahou back. Among those 6 people, someone has already noticed him and Xiahou. "Ha ha ha! I didn't expect that you people still have some abilities." The short dwarf among the 6 laughed and answered in a rough voice. "Who are you? Why are you killing people here?" Baizai just asked seriously. Clang! "Do you think it's funny that I look like this?" The short dwarf jumped onto the stool and skillfully drew out the machete. The thick-backed sword is taller than others, and he holds it firmly in his hand. The sword is big and small, and the person is also ugly. It really looks ridiculous. It's really funny. Baizai just said the truth. "So, you are all going to die." The short dwarf showed a very ferocious smile and said viciously. Clang, clang. A large sound of drawing knives. The other 5 people, as well as the members of the White Tiger Hall of the Small Knife Gang and ordinary gang members, all drew their weapons. Lin Chongqing and Xiahou had already retreated a certain distance. "Is it thanks to that dog that we were able to find us? I'll kill your dog first." Boom! The short dwarf's strength is not weak, he smashed the stool under his feet hard, and he rose into the air like a nimble monkey, killing Lin Chongqing and Xiahou. Baizai just wanted to stop them, but was instantly entangled by the other 5 people who cooperated with each other. Several members of the Beihutang standing in front of Lin Chongqing were quickly dodged by the extremely nimble dwarf. A thick-backed broadsword slashed at the little tiger beside Lin Chongqing.